So, we often think of chess as this game of pure logic and strategy, right? But what if it's also a surprisingly accurate mirror of our own lives? In this explainer, we're going to dive into the deep connections between the chessboard and the human experience, and we're going to look way beyond the obvious moves to find some truly profound lessons.
We've all heard this kind of comparison before, haven't we? You know the one. The idea that life's huge dramas, all our successes and failures, are just playing out on those 64 squares. A pawn marching up the board to become a queen, well, that's our ambition. A cornered king, yeah, that feels a lot like being trapped in an impossible situation. It's a powerful analogy for sure, but it's really just scratching the surface. Because here's the thing, what's truly fascinating isn't just those big, obvious stories. It's the weird stuff, the obscure mechanics of the game, the edge cases, the special rules. That's where the most surprising insights about the sheer unpredictability of our own lives are hiding. All right, so let's start with one of the absolute strangest moves in chess. We're going to call this lesson the en passant principle, and it's all about those sudden, totally out of nowhere events that can completely change the game in a heartbeat. Okay, so en passant, which literally just means in passing, is this crazy one-time only opportunity. Imagine this. A pawn makes a big, bold two-square jump forward, thinking it's totally safe, that it's blown right past its opponent. But for that one single fleeting moment, and only that moment, the other pawn can capture it sideways as if it had only moved one square. It feels like it's cheating, right? Like it's breaking the rules. But it is the rule. It's the special exception that proves just how critical timing can be. And wow. Does this perfectly capture those moments in life when you get completely blindsided? You think a problem is behind you, that you've successfully moved past a threat, and then, bam, an old issue just reappears in a way you never, ever saw coming. It feels totally unfair, like it's violating the laws of how things are supposed to work. But just like in chess, it's often a consequence that was there all along, just waiting for that one specific, perfect moment to strike. Okay, so from a sudden, fleeting moment, let's talk about something else. The moment a single problem just explodes into many. We'll call this the cascading crisis, and its perfect illustration on the chessboard is the fork. The sheer, brutal efficiency of the fork is what makes it so powerful. And the knight, with its weird L-shaped move, is an absolute master of this tactic. It lands on a square and suddenly it's threatening your queen and your rook at the exact same time. You can save one, sure, but you are guaranteed to lose the other. It's one single move that creates this impossible spiraling dilemma. And life, oh boy, life does this to us all the time. A single event, maybe a job loss or a health issue or a relationship ending, it doesn't just affect one area of your life, does it? No, it can create a fork, suddenly threatening your finances, your mental health, and your plans for the future all at once. One move, and suddenly multiple crucial parts of your world are in check. But here's where it gets really profound. Think about the fork. From the attacker's point of view, it's elegant. It's a brilliant, powerful, strategic move. But for the defender, the person getting forked, it's just chaos. It is devastating. It is pure fear. And that is such a powerful metaphor for life. The very same event can be seen as a masterstroke or a complete catastrophe, depending entirely on which side of the board you're sitting on. So, okay, we've talked about these weird rules and these intense moments. What do we actually do with this? How do we take these lessons from the board and, apply them as a real strategy for life? Well, en passant teaches us to pay attention to those fleeting opportunities and those hidden threats, those tiny windows of time that can change everything. The fork is a huge reminder that even our smallest actions can have massive cascading consequences, for good or for bad. It really all comes down to this. We have to try to think a few moves ahead, to embrace the complexity of our choices, and to never ever underestimate the power of what looks like a minor move on the board. Ultimately, this is the whole idea, isn't it? The chessboard isn't just a game. It's like this dynamic model of systems and choices and consequences. It's a space where we can practice foresight and patience and vigilance, skills that are just as critical off the board as they are on it. So as we wrap this up, I want you to think about the board of your own life. Are you on the lookout for a sudden en passant? Are you anticipating the forks that might be coming your way? Every choice you make carries weight far beyond the immediate moment. The only real question left is the one the game is always asking you. What's your next move?